extra lockdown pain looms is the splash. And the story is that the nation's top 2 economic officials have warned virus outbreaks represent the biggest risk to the national recovery and are urging Australians to get vaccinated as Victoria prepares to extend its economically damaging 7-day lockdown by up to another week. Treasury Secretary Stephen Kennedy on Tuesday warned of downside risks to the budget's upbeat projections should the Victorian lockdown be extended, as new KPMG modelling estimated a $125 million economic hit for each day the lockdown continues. Is it just a matter of a simplification, I acknowledge here, Kristy, but is it just a matter of Victoria's contact tracing flaws and inability to get this thing sorted, or is it a much deeper malay than that, do you think?
I think it's a much deeper malay within the public. I think the public are looking over the border to New South Wales. They're looking at the success of other states, and absolutely the Victorian government has been trying to suggest that there is nothing to see here from the Victorian government. It is all the fault of the federal government. Now, of course, there have been failures at a federal level, but I think the citizens of Victoria are now looking at comparative operations around many other states, saying, well, it is constantly happening here in Victoria, and you, Victorian government, are the people in the chair, and if it is so much blame apportioned to the federal government, why are these instances not occurring around Australia, where the federal government does indeed manage the same situations? So the Victorian government is the common denominator here, Gleeso, and I think people are really angry at the lack of responsibility taken by the Victorian government, an absent premier that nobody has seen for 3.5 months, not a tweet, not a Facebook. And I think it is sad for the Victorian government because it has exposed what a shambles of a government it is without Daniel Andrews, a very popular leader who, and I'll give him credit, you don't often hear me say it, at least appears to Victorians like a statesman rather than the constant, oh, it's the fault of the federal government. Today it was the fault of South Australian quarantine. I think Victorians are just desperate for the Andrews government to take some responsibility for the failures that they have. Complete lack of investment in QR code technology infrastructure, a shambles of contact tracing, and of course those state-based infrastructures being failures has exacerbated some of the failures that we've seen from the federal government, because, you know, they are also there too, Glee, so we have to recognise that.